As a bonus to the course, I thought it would be nice to show you how to do an upgrade to Windows 10 version 2004, and and with it comes WSL2, and that's the main objective of the upgrade. So let us begin the update, and once it's done, I will show you the next steps on how to activate WSL2, migrate your WSL1 instance to WSL2, and enjoy the performance benefits of WSL2. So now that we've finished the upgrade to Windows 2004, we can now update to WSL2. So the first thing, let's confirm the version. So we Windows key R and WinVer command, and then you can see here that the version is the 2004 build, and now we just have to open up PowerShell as an administrator and run this command, which will install WSL2. So we'll now restart the computer, and then the update would be complete, and I will show you how to upgrade your WSL instance to version 2. We now have to set the default version. So let's open up Windows PowerShell again as an administrator and copy and paste in the command. So here we actually have an error where we need to install the WSL2 kernel. So there is a link on the page which will lead us to the download section. So just click the download link and proceed to install the kernel. So now that we've installed the kernel, we can go ahead and put in the set the WSL2 as a default version, and as you can see, the command was successful. So it's I keyed it again just to be sure, and we now proceed to the next step. We already have a Ubuntu release, so we now have to migrate that version. So if we run this command, you can see here that our version for Ubuntu 18.04 is still on version 1, and so in order to upgrade it to version 2, we need to copy this new PowerShell command, put in the distro name and version number, and we will then be able to upgrade. So let's do this together now. So now that that's done, if we run the same command, you can see the version has been bumped up to version 2. So let us exit out, and as a sanity check, make sure that our Ubuntu is working after the upgrade to WSL2. And here we go, it's working. Everything starts up. Let's just clear it out and source it again just to make sure the error doesn't appear. And we're all set. So there's a major change in the way the server is set up within WSL2, which requires some reconfiguration on how we connect to the database as well as other utilities like Tinkerwell. So let me try and explain what I've learned over this the process. So if we this is in Windows PowerShell or Windows PowerShell command, you can see that there is a Ethernet adapter with the WSL VM. This is the WSL2 VM, and you can see the Windows host has a IP address of 172.168.1, and if we flip over, if we flip over to the Ubuntu and we check out the IP address, here we see it's 172.175.3, and that is the key that we need to access different things. So let's copy that that IP address, and now let us open Table Plus. I've actually got this working, so let me actually disconnect and try again. So here we have the WSL2. Let's edit this. And so originally we have the host, which was 127, the local host, basically, with the root and the root password for the database. That remains the same. The only thing we have to do now is we need to add in, we have to take over SSH, because we now have to SSH into the server. We put in the IP address that we just pulled. The port for SSH is 22, same as before. We put in our username for Ubuntu, and mine is Ashwin Mram. So for the SSH key, it's the same ID RSA key, the private key, and passphrase as before. And if we test this, the connection is okay, and we're able to connect to our database. So this is similar to what we did for Tinkerwell, and we have to do the same thing in Tinkerwell as well. So if we come here and we go to our WSL, the IP used to be localhost when it was WSL1. We just now need to update the host to the IP address of the WSL instance. So once we do that, the port, username, private key, passphrase, everything remains the same. Of course, the app folder would be the one you wish to connect to, and then we're all good to go. You can see here, if I do app user first and we run this, it will be pulling in from the database in WSL2. So that's basically it. Upgrade to WSL2, still able to connect to the database and Tinkerwell, and just keep that in mind for all your different connectivities. You will need to make sure you connect to the IP address of the WSL2. I'm going to record a free video now, which will explain how to set up Socket.io server using Laravel Echo Server, and how to get that working with WSL2. I hope you enjoyed that course and that you've learned a little bit about WSL 1 and 2 for me. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions, and here's my Twitter handle as well, so you may direct message me and I'll be happy to chat with you. I would also be updating a Q&A section as I have more questions from you and others like you that purchase my course. I will be emailing you updates with, I think, hopefully relevant information. I'll try not to spam you, obviously. And if you don't mind, if you could give me some suggestions on what to teach next, you may visit my website via the link below and let me know what you would like me to teach you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for viewing my course, and hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you.